Hello, this is Cliff with Timbers and Treasures. I've got an exciting program to bring to you. It's called SuperTxtGen. Um, I was going to go through a tutorial and show everything about it in one, but the video was getting so long, so I'm breaking it down. I'm going to show piece by piece the build styles, and this video I'm just going to go through the menu, show everything here so you'll know what controls do what. Uh, but look for the other videos that shows more in depth of how to create some pretty good projects. This is a very massive program. Hope you enjoy it. Let's get started here. Let's build style. All right, the first menu here is where you would choose whether you want raised, engraved, inlay, or large letter. Large letter is the massive part of this program. It will allow you to do a whole lot, and I'll break a couple of projects alone on large letter to give you some ideas of what you can actually do with this. But it is a very easy program to use with simple clicks of the button. Right now we got the raise that is showing up. To flip from engraved to inlay, all you got to do is that, generate, and it'll automatically fix your plates. Plate 1, plate 2, it flips them upside down so that the face of your text and everything of your keychain is going to be against a plate, which gives you a better print usually. The only one it doesn't flip over is the raised, due to the fact that it's got an offset on there, and if you try printing that upside down, it would have to have usually have to have support on that, which usually does not give you a clean face. But this, so far, I have ironing usually turned on. It gives a good clean print, as you can see in the pictures. Going down the menu here, we get the base. I've got, by default, I've just got that on white and the text in red. It's just a good contrast. You can set it to whatever preference you have. All you got to do is click on that and scroll down. And I've just basically got the basic colors in here. It's just to give you an idea, because your real color control is going to be in your slicer and how you've got your machine and color set up. In this area is going to be where your text, your names are put in. I've got SuperTxtGen in there right now. If I do John and enter, it'll automatically change. It'll automatically do all the updates. It keeps the ring in a general area of the left side of the face, but depending on the text and the letter, the first letter that is on here, sometimes the ring may need some adjustment. So, but when you're just doing one name, usually it comes out pretty good. If you want multi, all you gotta do is put a comma, put the next name, comma, just do it with no spaces, hit enter. Let me zoom out here, and as you can see, you've got 3 on here, and again, it is as simple as changing the build style. You don't have to do anything. It's already there. It's already in the plates. There's that. Now in your slicer, this will come in as one object. All you gotta do is just click on it, split it. It'll be separate objects. You just drag that over here and arrange it on your plate. Same thing for this. All of them are put in upside down. You can adjust your tolerances and everything on that. That's later on in the menu. Let's just keep going down the menu here. All right, this is where you adjust your text style. So let's just go down here and just find something. Something script. Pacifico, I like Pacifico. and flawless. All the rings are in pretty good shape. You can see this one is just a little bit closer to the B, but it's plenty for the ring to be able to go through that. And you can adjust your text height and everything in here. Base setting. Right now I got border sized as default 4. That's your distance between the text to the edge here. Your base height I've got 3, but when you're doing an inlay engrave or engraved, what it's going to do is take your base height and add that to the text height to give you the height of that. If you switch to raised, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so I've got the base height of 3 here, text height is of 3, so that's a total of 6 for the thickness of this whole thing. Now some names are pretty long, and you don't want your keychain, somebody to put a keychain just hanging halfway out their pocket. So I've got the max text width here. If I was to adjust that to 30, it would not allow any of the text to go past that. As you can see, it squeezed them in, and the rings and everything is still working. 80 is a good number, so I use that as a default, but that's all adjustable. Inlay settings. Tolerance. Tolerance, I got it set to where it takes it off of the cut, not off the letters, because some scripts get real thin, and if you take that tolerance off of your letters, then it's too thin to print sometimes. So I take it off the cut so it comes off the base. By default, I got it 2 millimeters thick. That's just a preference that I have. You can change that to 1, 3, whatever. Ring settings. If I don't want the rings on there, I just want the names. Use them as tags or placements on, say you got a decorative box and you want to put the boy's or girl's name on the box, and so you don't want that ring sitting on there. Well, you can still create it. Turn the ring off. The outside and inside diameters of the ring I would keep at 8 and 4. That's a pretty good size ring that works well with the keychains, with the rings that comes on the keychains. The height of that I keep at 3. Even when you select the other bases and it gets thicker, the ring itself will stay at 3. But you can change all of that. Here you would change your X and Y positions. That's about the only thing that I would change in the ring settings is your X and Y position. And that would be mainly if you're just doing one keychain. Again, if you have multiple and a ring is off, if you try to adjust the ring X or Y, it's going to adjust them for all of them. So if you've got one that may be off, when you download it and you import it into your slicer, I would move the ring at that point. That way you're not affecting all of the others. I'm just going to go ahead and put this back at just one name. Generate that, and let's go back down here. All right, if you're in large letter, then these other menus will come in effect. Here we got our large letter. By default, the ring is on, so we'll turn the ring off. The reason why the ring is on is you can still, even though this is called a large letter and it's made mainly for doing the letters that you have sitting on a shelf or hanging on a wall, you can shrink this down. In your large letter settings, this letter is set up as a size 200. But if I want to make this like a keychain or something, all I got to do is reduce that down to say a 50, 55 or whatever, then I've got a small keychain. And you turn that ring back on and attach the ring to it. But for now, we're going to leave this at 200. We've got a subtitle. We've got the large letter. We got the keyhole guide that is showing. Now here is the keyhole that's back behind it. So it kind of gives you an idea of where behind this the keyhole is actually located. You can adjust the thickness of this. Right now I've got it set at 25, so it's about 1 inch thick. The keyhole, depending on the letters, like a W or X, you don't have anything in the center out here, so you may need to use 2 keyholes. So I've got the option to be able to turn on a second keyhole, which that should pop down here somewhere, right there. And all of the adjustments are here for the X and Y of that. The first one, I want just for the A. I know for the A's and B's and all that, about 72 is about where you would have that. And if you look at plate 1, you'll see the keyhole there. There's a second one, but we'll turn that off, regenerate it. Go back to plate 1, and the keyhole is off. And where the text is, you can see it's inlaid into that. Plate 2, there's the text that would insert into it. So there's a lot of control on this. I am going to divide off some more. I'm going through mainly the menu here, showing quickly what you can do. For letters like 0 or S that have that rounded bottom, if you want to slice that, I've got the shelf mode. All you got to do is turn that on, generate it. You'll see a red bar. That is your cut bar. You can adjust the height of it. Let's say we want to go negative 35. Bring that down just a little, well, 33. Bring that down just a little bit. There's slid down just a little. Look at plate 1, and you can see that it's cut. It's flipped upside down again for have a good clean face on it. So there's that. Turn that back off. If you don't want the keyhole, all you got to do is come in here, keyhole, and just turn that off. So if you know the person is just going to use that on the shelf, turn the shelf mode on, keyhole off, and there'll be no keyhole back there, and you've got the shelf cut. And the letters go in there, and no keyhole. Subtitle. You can have up to 4 subtitles on here. This is, like I said, this is a size 200 text. 25 size letters. 4 was just a good number of what looked good space-wise. I'm just going to quickly pop a few in here. Again, I'm going to go more in depth in other videos into everything, most everything that I know that can be done on this. There's probably so much more that can really be done that I hadn't even thought of, but I've got the controls in there that'll allow you to do it. All right, well, that's the whole menu. Hopefully that gives you an idea about the control that you have over the keychains and wall plaques. Again, look for the other videos where I go more in depth for designing each style. I'll do a video for the raised, engraved, inlay, and probably a few on the large letter for different styles and how to control it. Again, this is Cliff with Timbers and Treasures. I appreciate your time. Have a good evening.